Imagine a life where no storm, no insult, no challenge can disturb your peace, a mind that remains calm no matter the chaos around it. How powerful would that be? As Buddha wisely said, you, yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. Today, we'll explore 10 powerful Buddhist principles that will help you cultivate an unshakable inner peace. In a world where stress, anxiety, and the opinions of others often control us, these teachings offer a path to emotional resilience. Imagine breaking free from the constant need for external validation and embracing serenity from within. Can these ancient principles really protect you from life's ups and downs? Stay with me till the end. One lesson here could change your entire life. Let's begin this journey to emotional freedom. Insult and offense. When someone insults you, it stings. You feel it deep, and for a moment it shakes the core of who you believe yourself to be. But what if I told you that insults and negative comments only hold the power you give them? In the teachings of Buddhism, detachment from external judgments is the path to true liberation. Lord Buddha said, "Like a solid rock is not shaken by the wind, the wise are not shaken by praise or blame." Insults, at their core, are mirrors of the emotional turbulence within the one delivering them. They do not define you, nor do they diminish your self-worth. The truth is, the insult itself carries no weight unless you allow it to penetrate your mind. When you practice detachment, you begin to see insults for what they truly are: someone else's unresolved suffering projected outward. You're not responsible for carrying the burden of their pain. Boldly, I remind you, don't let insults destabilize your inner peace. They are a reflection of the other person, not of you. Detach. Look past the words and understand the deeper cause of their behavior. You are the keeper of your peace, and no external force should have the power to disrupt that. Picture yourself immune to this pain. Imagine how empowering it is when nothing, not words, not anger, can shake the calmness within. Now let your mind wander. What would life be like if you could extend this mastery beyond insults to any external influence? If even the most turbulent storms of emotion couldn't affect your inner stillness? Be strict with yourself, but tolerant of others. We often fall into the trap of holding others to a higher standard than we hold ourselves. We are quick to judge, quick to criticize, and yet we neglect the true work, our own inner growth. Buddhism teaches us a deeper truth. Hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal rule. In this, there is a profound lesson. It is easy to judge others, but true mastery comes from turning that sharpness inward and using it to refine your own mind. Be strict with yourself, but extend tolerance to others. Self-discipline is the foundation of a calm and unshakable mind. It is through self-discipline that we silence the chaos within, allowing clarity and peace to emerge. But remember this: while you are strict with yourself, it is compassion and tolerance that make life harmonious. Others are walking their own paths, facing struggles you may not understand. They, like you, are imperfect, but it's how you respond to their imperfections that defines your character. Boldly hold yourself to the high standards, but when it comes to others, give them the grace to grow. Cultivate self-discipline while extending patience and tolerance to others. Their mistakes do not define them, but your response to those mistakes defines you. Can you be the calm in their storm? Can you show kindness even when they falter? Imagine mastering your reactions so deeply that no one, not even those who provoke you, can disturb your peace. How freeing would it be to remain emotionally untouchable? There is a way. Let's explore that truth together. No one can hurt you. When someone's words sting, or their actions seem designed to wound you, the natural reaction is to feel hurt. But what if I told you that their words, their actions, none of it can truly hurt you unless you allow it? Buddhism teaches that you are not responsible for others' actions, only your reactions. This simple truth carries profound power. The pain you feel doesn't come from outside. It arises from within, from your own mind's response. In life, we give too much power to others. We let their behavior control how we feel, as if our emotional well-being were a puppet, pulled by the strings of external forces. But this is an illusion. You alone have control over your emotional responses. No one can hurt you without your consent. Imagine a mind so deeply rooted in peace, so well mastered that no one's negativity could disturb its stillness. This is not a fantasy. It is the fruit of practicing mindful awareness. The Buddha taught that when we master our minds, we no longer become victims of others' actions. We begin to see that their actions are merely the ripples of their own suffering. They are acting from their own inner turmoil, not from a place of true power over us. You must remember, you have a choice. When someone tries to wound you, observe your reaction. Don't suppress the emotion, but watch it arise like a wave and let it pass. Mindfully observe your reactions and practice emotional detachment. Over time, you'll find that nothing external can sway your inner peace. What if every difficult person was not an enemy, but a teacher? Each painful interaction, a lesson in self-mastery. Imagine how untouchable you'd become, emotionally invincible. There's more to uncover on this path of inner resilience. Transform everyone into a teacher. The people who challenge you, frustrate you, even hurt you, these are not obstacles. They are teachers. We often see difficult people as barriers to our peace, but in truth, they offer us a profound opportunity for growth. Buddhism invites you to shift your perspective. In the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities, but in the expert's mind, there are few. This quote reminds us that with an open, curious mind, every person we encounter can offer lessons we have yet to learn. When someone tests your patience, it is an invitation to strengthen it. When someone criticizes you unjustly, it is an opportunity to cultivate compassion and wisdom. Every interaction, even negative ones, can help you develop the qualities of patience, wisdom, and compassion. These people are not enemies. They're guides on your path to mastery. Imagine if instead of resisting these moments of difficulty, you embraced them. Instead of frustration, you found curiosity. Everyone in your life can teach you valuable lessons. Embrace the opportunity for growth. What can you learn from this person who challenges you? Perhaps they show you where your mind is still attached, where your ego still clings. Perhaps they reveal areas where you have more work to do. Or perhaps they simply teach you patience in the face of adversity. Approach each situation and person with curiosity. Ask yourself, what can this experience teach me? In doing so, you transform the difficulties of life into stepping stones toward greater wisdom and peace. Now imagine, instead of feeling envy or resentment towards others, you could turn that feeling into admiration and motivation. What if every challenge you face became a spark that ignites your potential? There's a profound shift waiting to unfold in your mind. Let's explore how you can transform these emotions into something more powerful. Transform envy into emulation. Envy is a shadow that creeps into the heart, leaving behind bitterness, frustration, and self-doubt. It whispers that others are more successful, more capable, more worthy, and it stings, doesn't it? But what if envy, instead of being a source of suffering, could be transformed into something powerful? Buddhism teaches that we do not need to be consumed by envy. Instead, we can use it as fuel for our own growth. Comparison is the thief of joy. yet there is a way to rise above this. When we look at someone else's success and feel envy, what we are truly recognizing is a reflection of qualities we admire but have not yet developed within ourselves. This is where the transformation happens. Use the success of others as a model to push yourself forward, rather than letting it pull you down. Their achievements do not diminish yours. In fact, their path is a map showing you what is possible. Imagine this. Instead of being consumed by the resentment that envy brings, you harness that energy and use it to propel yourself forward. Rather than allowing another's success to make you feel small, you let it expand your vision of what you too can achieve. Use envy as a tool for growth, not a source of bitterness. Turn it into motivation to better yourself. Every time envy arises, see it as a guidepost, a signal pointing you toward what you truly want. The next time you feel envy stirring within you, pause. Reflect on what it is you admire in that person. Is it their discipline, their creativity, their strength? Ask yourself, how can I emulate these qualities in my own life? Let their success become your inspiration, not your downfall. There is no competition on this path, only growth, only progress. Envy can be a trap that locks you into bitterness, or it can be the spark that ignites your journey towards becoming a greater version of yourself. The choice is yours. But there's something even deeper. Acceptance. When you learn to accept both yourself and others as they are, you unlock a level of peace that envy can never touch. Let's explore how acceptance becomes the key to unlocking a life of unshakable inner calm. The power of acceptance. Life is full of challenges, moments where things don't go as planned, where pain arises, and we feel resistance welling up inside. We push back, we fight reality, hoping to bend it to our will. But in that resistance, there is suffering. The harder you push against life, the more life pushes back. Buddhism teaches us a path beyond that struggle. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. To accept life's difficulties is not to surrender or give up. It's to allow life to unfold as it is, without the burden of resistance. When you accept the present moment, you stop feeding the suffering that comes from wishing things were different. Accept reality as it is, not as you wish it to be, and you will reduce suffering. It is in this surrender to the moment that true peace and clarity are found. Imagine you're standing in the midst of a storm. You can fight the wind, you can curse the rain, but your resistance only amplifies your suffering. Instead, picture yourself standing still, accepting the storm for what it is, temporary, passing. The storm doesn't disappear, but your struggle with it does. And this is the power of acceptance. Embrace acceptance. Resistance only creates suffering. When you stop resisting life's natural flow, you allow yourself to move with it, to glide through challenges with grace instead of battling against them. How do we cultivate this acceptance? Through mindfulness. By becoming fully present in each moment, observing it without judgment, we train ourselves to accept reality as it is. You begin to see the beauty in even the difficult moments. This practice doesn't mean we become passive. On the contrary, it empowers us to respond with clarity and wisdom because we are no longer clouded by resistance or frustration. Start small. The next time you encounter a challenge, pause, breathe, let go of the need to change it. Accept it as it is and observe how your mind quiets, how peace begins to settle in. The storm outside may continue, but the storm within has passed. Now, imagine what could happen if, beyond accepting life's challenges, you lived ethically, aligning your actions with a deeper truth. Could this inner harmony become your shield against the external chaos? Let's delve into the strength that ethical living can bring. Focus on ethical living. When your actions are out of alignment with your deepest values, a quiet war rages inside. That inner conflict, that subtle discomfort, is the sign of a mind unsettled by its own choices. Yet when you live in harmony with ethical principles, you build a fortress of peace that external turmoil cannot breach. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. By focusing on the here and now, grounded in kindness, honesty, and compassion, you anchor yourself in integrity. Buddhism teaches that ethical living is the path to reducing suffering. It isn't about rigid rules or dogma. It's about acting in a way that aligns with your higher self. Ethical living creates inner harmony, reducing the sway of external negativity. When your actions reflect your deepest truths, the storms of life may rage, but they won't touch the peace within. Kindness toward others dissolves resentment. Honesty fosters trust and simplicity. Compassion softens the harshness of life's difficulties for both yourself and those around you. Live ethically to foster inner peace and reduce external conflict. In doing so, you stop being swayed by the noise of the outside world. When you live truthfully and kindly, the criticism of others loses its sting. The chaos around you cannot unsettle you because you are rooted in the calm center of your integrity. How do you apply this? Start with the small choices. In each moment, ask yourself, am I acting with compassion? Am I speaking with honesty? Am I moving through this world with kindness? These actions may seem subtle, but over time they become the foundation of an unshakable mind. When you align your daily actions with your values, you create a stability that the world's chaos cannot shake. The more you live with integrity, the less you are impacted by external forces. Peace becomes your constant companion because it is not dictated by circumstance, but by the choices you make every day. Now, what if you extended this harmony beyond yourself and learned to live in alignment with nature itself? There's a profound peace in accepting the cycles of change. Let's explore why living in harmony with nature makes you unbreakable. Living according to nature. We live in a world where the desire to control every outcome dominates our minds. We cling tightly to our expectations, to our plans, and when life veers off course, we suffer. Yet Buddhism teaches that the root of this suffering is not in life's unpredictability, but in our attachment to how we think things should be. The root of suffering is attachment. We attach ourselves to outcomes, to people, to ideas of permanence in an impermanent world. But life is ever-changing, and this resistance to its natural flow only deepens our pain. When you learn to live according to nature, you begin to flow with life instead of against it. Flow with the natural course of life and embrace impermanence. Life's beauty lies in its transient nature, in the fact that nothing stays the same. Seasons change, people grow, circumstances shift, and when you align with this truth, a profound peace begins to settle in. You stop grasping at what was or what should be and start embracing what is. Buddhism reminds us that by understanding the impermanence of life, we can let go of attachment. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means releasing the need for control and, in doing so, reducing suffering. Imagine standing in a river, fighting the current, trying to swim upstream. The more you struggle, the more you exhaust yourself. But when you let go and move with the current, you find ease. Life is like this river. Flow with it, and peace will follow. To live in harmony with nature, observe the cycles of life. Change is natural and inevitable. Nothing stays the same, and this is not something to fear, but to accept with grace. Watch how the seasons change, how the day turns to night, and understand that this same rhythm exists in your life. When you practice letting go of rigid expectations, you free yourself from the chains of attachment. Life becomes lighter and peace more accessible. Acceptance of impermanence doesn't lead to passivity. It empowers you to live fully in the present moment, knowing that everything is temporary. You stop clinging, and in doing so, you create space for true joy and resilience. But there's another practice that can deepen this resilience: gratitude. What if, instead of resisting change, you learned to be grateful for every moment, every lesson, every challenge? Gratitude has the power to transform your perception and strengthen your inner peace. Let's explore how it can bring even more resilience into your life. Practice gratitude. So often, we become trapped in the endless cycle of wanting. We focus on what we don't have, what we lack, and this constant hunger creates a sense of dissatisfaction, a gnawing unrest within our souls. We look at others and see only what we're missing, and in doing so, we blind ourselves to the abundance already present in our lives. But there is a way to break free from this cycle, a way to cultivate a deep sense of inner peace. That way is gratitude. Let us rise up and be thankful, for if we didn't learn a lot today, at least we learned a little. Gratitude is a powerful practice in Buddhism. It shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance, from what is missing to what is present. When you stop to acknowledge what you have, whether it is great or small, you begin to realize that the source of contentment lies not in acquiring more, but in appreciating what already exists. By appreciating what you have, you cultivate contentment and peace. In each moment, there is something to be thankful for. It could be the warmth of the sun on your skin, the sound of a loved one's voice, or even the lessons learned from a difficult experience. When you embrace gratitude, you stop taking these things for granted. You see the richness of life as it is, not as you wish it to be. And in that recognition, you build resilience. Gratitude builds emotional resilience. Focus on abundance, not scarcity. The practice of gratitude doesn't require grand gestures or material wealth. It can be as simple as taking a moment each day to reflect on what you are thankful for. A warm meal, a kind word, the breath in your lungs. When you shift your focus to these moments, you begin to train your mind to see the beauty in everyday life. The more you practice, the stronger your sense of inner peace becomes. This is how gratitude transforms you. It teaches you to see the world through a lens of abundance, even when circumstances are difficult. Instead of focusing on what you lack, you become attuned to what you already possess, and in doing so, you fortify yourself against the trials of life. The noise of dissatisfaction fades, and in its place, a quiet contentment grows. This is emotional resilience, an inner strength that no external force can shake. To cultivate this resilience, start a daily gratitude practice. Each morning or evening, reflect on 3 things you're grateful for. They don't need to be monumental. They can be as simple as the air you breathe or the bed you sleep in. Over time, this practice will shift your focus from lack to abundance, from discontent to peace. But even beyond gratitude, there is one final principle to explore: letting go of control. When you release your grip on life, when you stop trying to force outcomes and learn to trust the flow of existence, you unlock a deeper level of inner calm. Let's conclude by exploring this powerful principle of surrender. Trust the process and let go of control. You stand in the midst of life, feeling every shift, every turn. There's a sense of grasping, always trying to mold circumstances, to shape outcomes to your will. But have you noticed the weight this control brings? It is exhausting, suffocating. The truth is, control is an illusion. The more you hold on, the more life slips through your fingers. To live unaffected, you must learn to let go and trust the process. Buddha once said, "You only lose what you cling to." In the endless pursuit of controlling outcomes, you find only suffering. The constant need to manipulate every situation plants seeds of anxiety. Imagine a river. It flows naturally, without effort. But if you try to redirect every current, you create turbulence. The same applies to life. When you surrender to its natural flow, you make room for peace. Let go of the need to control and trust that life will unfold as it's meant to. In this chaotic world, silence is your strength. Too often we let the noise around us dictate our inner world. A single harsh word, a disappointing failure, the judgment of others, these echo in our minds, shaping how we feel, how we act. But remember, true power lies in detachment. When you free yourself from the need to react, you create a fortress around your mind. Buddha taught that the mind, like water, must remain calm to reflect truth clearly. Do not let external disturbances ripple through your peace. Instead, observe without judgment and let them pass like clouds in the sky. Silence isn't passive. It is powerful. It is the shield that protects your inner world from the chaos of the outer one. In moments of anger or frustration, embrace silence and watch as the storm within you subsides. Practice this daily, and you will find that nothing, no criticism, no failure, can touch the calm center of your being. Attachment is the root of all suffering. This ancient truth, spoken by the Buddha, is the foundation of emotional resilience. We cling to people, to possessions, to ideas of how things should be. And when these things inevitably change or slip away, we feel pain. But this pain is born not from the loss itself, but from our refusal to accept impermanence. In life, everything changes. Nothing stays the same. To find true freedom, you must learn to live without attachment. Buddha said, "The root of suffering is attachment." Let this truth guide you. When you detach, you allow yourself to flow with the currents of life, untouched by the inevitable changes that come. Let go and watch as the weight of life lifts from your shoulders. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Life will bring hardship, loss, and difficulty. That is the nature of existence. But how you respond to this pain defines your experience. Buddha taught that suffering arises from our resistance to pain, our refusal to accept it. But what if, instead of resisting, you welcome pain as a teacher? The next time life brings hardship, do not shrink from it. Instead, meet it with open arms. Understand that pain, in its purest form, is temporary. It is your resistance that prolongs it. When you embrace the discomfort, you strip it of its power. Like a wave, it will crash, and then it will pass. Practice this, and you will find that nothing, not even pain, can disturb your inner peace. Lastly, trust the process and let go of control. In moments of uncertainty, when the path ahead seems unclear, the natural instinct is to grasp tighter, but this only breeds anxiety. Buddha's wisdom reminds us, everything that has a beginning has an end. The cycles of life are beyond your control. They will unfold whether you try to stop them or not. Let go of control, and peace will follow. This doesn't mean abandoning effort or responsibility. It means releasing the need to micromanage every outcome. Trust that the universe is unfolding exactly as it should. Trust that every setback is a stepping stone, every loss a lesson. When you surrender to this truth, you liberate yourself from fear and worry. In this surrender, you will find the calm you have been seeking. If you found value in these teachings, remember to like and share this video. And subscribe to Life Lessons for more inspiring Buddhist insights on living a peaceful life.